Hi guys, how we doing? Yeah, welcome back to my channel. If you're a first time subscriber on this channel, you're most welcome to the channel. I love you. I so much love you, trust me. And if you are my OGs, you're always welcome. Always welcome. The seat is ready, clean, dusted for you. Just have your seat, relax, and enjoy. My name is Timmy Talks, and I talk about marriage and relationships, and I talk about child raising, and I also vlog about lifestyle. I'm a storyteller. I love to tell a lot of stories, so just enjoy the story. So as you can see from the topic or the title of today, how I survived a major heartbreak and how I moved on. Yeah, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Thank you. Please don't forget to like, comment, share this video. Thank you for always. I'll just dive right into the video. Yeah, so like I was saying as I was about to tell you my story. Yeah, this happened some 14 years ago. Yeah, 14 or 15 years ago. I can't even remember the precise year this happened. But it was I had a relationship that we were together for 4 years or close to 4 years before the relationship ended, right? So when I got to school, I I had someone, I think, this first love thing. I had a boyfriend before I left for school. So while I was in school, I was communicating with my boyfriend. We had a good relationship and it was good. But along the line, we had a little issue, right? Which I'm going to talk about in another of my vlog, right? So we broke up. We had to break up over phone. We had to break up over phone, and it was kind of it was a tough time in my life because I was struggling on how to cope with school and also leaving my relationship. So my cousin introduced me to someone. He was quite older than me. He was about 9 years older than me or 10 years older than me. Yeah, like 10 years or over 10 years older than me. So we met and he seemed very serious. And I told him, see, I just started school and no matter how serious you are, you have to wait for me to get to my final year, right? So we were good. We started our relationship. He was a very nice guy. He was caring. He made sure that I was okay, at least comfortable as a student. I was okay, right? So we were there. But I noticed a lot of things about him that I wasn't quite comfortable with, right? One of it was I noticed that he was into women, but he didn't ever make me whenever I see or raise it up, he made it feel like it was my illusion, it was my imagination, like nothing like that existed. And then I'll just let it slide. I wasn't pushy about it. I was like, okay, fine, no problem. Since he keeps saying that it's nothing, so maybe my head is playing games with me. Even on 2 occasions or 3 occasions, I caught him red-handed with a lady. But his friends, his colleagues, because they lived in a kind of house where the company got the house for them, so they all lived in a space. So they always gave excuses for him. He had a senior colleague who was like a big brother to of everybody, and I respect that man a lot. So he kept on giving me excuses like, no, it's not what you think. I can't do that to you and all of that. And I believed. And that was it. We're good. We're good. You know. But one of the things that I felt then was that I always felt not comfortable, not so relaxed about him. Deep down me, I didn't have so much. When you are so relaxed about somebody, you won't even, how do I put it now? Like, I wasn't relaxed around him. I had my reservations, and I was so observant. I was trying to understand what this guy was up to. Like, I wanted to know the kind of person he was, because many a times he knew how industrious I am and how zealous. I had passion to succeed in life. I had so many things going on for me in my head, so I didn't want anything to stop me. And I realized that many times he just wanted to slow me down. He wanted a wife that would sit back, just do one or two small businesses, and he was going to work. He was a very hardworking guy. He's very hardworking. But that was not me. This is me not fulfilling me if I'm going that path. And he didn't want me to be in the face of people like what I'm doing now as a YouTuber, as a motivational speaker, as a counselor. It was not for him. He wasn't buying into that vision. That was not a thing for him. So he kept on discouraging me about why women don't have husbands, women that are like this don't settle down early, they don't get good men to marry. Of course, remember I said he was way older than me, and he was working on my psychology. He was really getting into my head, and sometimes I have to ask myself, really, is it that I'm not going to make it? But that inner strength, that thing that drives me, my drive keeps telling me, push, don't let anybody hold you back. So I kept on pushing, right? So we were in this relationship when he set up his house, when he left the company's house, set up the house. I was with him, everything, he got everything and all of that. We had met our parents, he had met my parents, I had met his parents, but the only problem was that my father didn't like him. And my father made it known from the very first day that he set his eyes on him that I don't like this guy. Reason, he told me later on why he didn't like him, right? But in the first place, my father was like, I don't like this guy. I don't like him. And that gave me a little setback. Like, I had to look at it from, why will my father not like somebody, right? My father is the type that usually like people. My father is somebody that is very prayerful. He's very prayerful. So my father, when he sees things, he may not be able to tell you outrightly that this is what I feel about this person. But my father will just let you know that I don't like this person. So when I got to their house, I discovered some lies he told me some things that were not true when I got to the house, but I let it slide. I didn't even take it as an issue. Like, I just said, okay, maybe he didn't want to open up to me on these certain issues, like, so he had to cover up for his family. He didn't want me to know how bad the situation looks, so he had to cover up for his family. I was like, okay, you know how we can give excuses for women? Ladies, please listen to me. Whatever you can, don't manage anything. Some things are there for you to manage. There are some things that they're like a walk over. I can't deal with this. But when it comes to your life, your future, that will affect your children, that will affect your generations unborn, it is better you take it seriously now. Don't even try to manage it. Do you understand? So that was there. So he came to meet me sometime. We lived in Jos, so there was usually crisis in Jos. Back to back, we had war, serious crisis in Jos, So one of the crisis we had. Okay, before I get to that point, when he set up his house, he took me for photo shoot, went to take pictures. He had my pictures, big frames all over his house. When he just opened that door of the house, you'll see like about 5 of my pictures displayed around the house. So of course, any woman coming to the house will know that there's a woman that is serious in this place. I wasn't living with him. I was never a living lover with any man. I never lived with any man at any point in my life. I lived away from, but I was always going to see him, and all of that. In fact, I had a cooking business at the time. As a student, I was cooking for banks. So his house had a bigger space. So I go there, prep for the food, then the next morning I come continue, because one of the banks was even close to his house, so it was easier for me to walk around around it like that. So he came to meet me. He had a cousin who was serving in Jos at that time. I know her. So he called me that he needed to see me. I'm like, okay, when I finish what I'm doing, I'll come over to see you. So I got to the house and said I should sit. I met 2 ladies, his cousin and another lady. I'd never met that lady before. Oh no, I'd met her twice. She had come to the house with her friend, which is my then fiance's sister. And so I'd met her on 2 occasions, and we just hi, and that was it. She was very respectful, even though somewhere in my head I knew she was kind of older than me age-wise, but she was showing so much respect for me, right? So when they came, my then fiance had, or my then boyfriend had 3 rooms. It was a 3-bedroom apartment. So he brought her, and he said they wanted to see me. And they said, and he started the discussion that there was a major, of course I know of a major crisis that just happened in Jos, and that crisis affected these ladies, their corpus lodge, where they were lodged, where they stayed, and that he would want me to, please, they are begging, if this lady and his cousin can stay in his place. And I was like, I don't care. I don't live here. We're not married. Excuse me, it wasn't any problem to me at that point, because your cousin is there and a friend, and you had a 3-bedroom, and you were just occupying 1 room. You had some boys, your other cousins or family friends who were living with you in 1 room. 1 room was obviously empty, but because I had my baking things, I guess because I had my baking things put there as I was buying it, my cooking utensils were packed there, because my own house didn't have space for keeping all of those stuff. So he was at his place, since he was even the one that would take me to the market, and so most times he just takes it in his car, takes it to his house. I take it back to my own house. So it was like, okay, I was like, if that is the problem, just help me push those things to a place that is comfortable, that they won't be destroyed. Why they enjoy themselves? Why not? My innocent mind, right? So they moved into the house maybe 3 days after that discussion, and they were good and everything like that. So I do come once in maybe 2 times or 3 times a week. I would come, because at that point I'd stopped cooking. I'm trying to remember, the picture is not clear right now again, but maybe I'd stopped cooking, so I wasn't frequenting that place. I wasn't always there. So I come like maybe 3 times a week, because I had to concentrate on school at that point. So remember I said I had about 5 of my frames in the house. So one of these days I came around, I discovered that the frame had reduced to 2. Number 1 sign. And I'm a very, very sensitive person. And immediately my instinct tells me something, I go process it. What's going on? Look. I asked him where are the pictures. He said I think they were trying to do, maybe they repainted the house and they had to drop some of those frames, which at that point, that lie was just rhymed into the situation, so I could understand that, okay, fine, he had not remembered to return the pictures back to where they were. So we're good like that. Now I started noticing that this his cousin's friend started giving me attitude. Remember that she begged me to move into the house. They called me that she was going to, so it wasn't like took the decision without me knowing. I knew that I was in the sitting when they said they needed me to give my consent on her staying in the house. They made me feel very important with myself, right? So she started giving me attitude. Sometimes when I go there, she'll be like, in fact, she will be reluctant to greet or even answer my greeting. And I'm like, okay, I've not served. They said it, so probably they are trying to show me that they have levels more than I was just minding my own business. This thing continued until I realized that my pictures were really not there again. 2 that were left were no longer there. And I was still trying to be cool. Like, I was trying to be cool. At that point, we started having little issues. He was picking on me for everything, for him spying on me. Maybe I took a bike. He would tell me he's tired. He just got back from work. He can't drive. Can I take a bike? So he would escort me, take a bike with me. Put me on the bike, pay for the bike. I go. Then he start trailing me with his car. Funny things, crazy, silly things that were really going on at that point. So he was looking for every reason to fight me, every reason to. Okay, there was a day he drove past my cousin's shop and he saw me in front of my cousin's shop. I was with some guys, we were chatting, and he parked. I said, hey, this is what you do. You are into men, blah, 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 blah. He was just looking for quarrels, reason for us to break up or fight. But he was looking for an excuse from my own end, which wasn't even coming through for him at all. The excuse wasn't coming through for him at all. So he kept on looking for every means for us to fight. And then he would be able to say it was me that caused the breakup, and then he had to move to another person. But as God will have it, I'm not somebody who double dates. I'm not somebody who would be into what do you call it? I'm not that kind of person. When it comes to relationship, I just stick to one man at a time. If that man fails me, even if it is 2 months, we annoy me, we break up, I move on. That's the kind of person I am. So, I don't want to miss any part of this gist, right? So there was now a time that he made me, he was like, I'm not serious about this marriage thing, because at that point I needed to start checking what I am even getting myself involved in. Like, I don't understand what is going on. What am I getting? I need to understand, because this guy is beginning to act funny. Okay, he now later changed the lock of the house. He gave me an excuse that there was a day he came back, he got his keys got missing, so he needed to break the door. They changed, so I did the key I had could no longer open the door. If you change a lock, won't you still give me the new keys to the house? He didn't give me, and I didn't ask. I won't ask you. No, my pride is there are certain things I won't ask a man for. You gave me by yourself, so I won't ask you. You remove the pictures by yourself, I won't tell you to put it back. So that's past. So this my husband that I got married to, I met him in a church program, which was a day to my birthday, and he was so like, oh really, you're doing this? I'm like, I'm having a birthday. So my boyfriend then had planned a birthday party for me. It was close to my birthday, and it was like, okay, I should come for a birthday. I should invite 10 or 15 of my friends for the birthday. Like, okay, I'll invite them for the birthday. So I invited my husband, which I just met. I just told him about a birthday party, and I was like, no problem, we'll come. And then he came for the birthday party, and then my boyfriend started making problems and saying, who is this guy that came? I said, in this birthday party, 6 guys came, 8 girls there. Why are you complaining about this particular guy? What did you see? And then we didn't even have anything going on for us. I just met him the day before the birthday, so it wasn't like we had anything going on. My boyfriend made issues out of it, and my cousins were like, go back and apologize to your boyfriend. No matter what. By then we had already started having problem about this his sister's friend. But I took my cousin said I should go and apologize to him. I said, okay, I went to apologize to him. He was throwing tantrums. Do you know? At that point, I didn't know that that lady was pregnant for my boyfriend. So he was just causing problems, not trying to be reasonable. These, where were you? Your phone rang, you didn't pick up your calls, you are these, just looking for excuse and excuse upon excuse. Eventually, we had a serious problem, which he came and said I was seeing someone else, so blah blah blah. And I said, you know what, at this point I won't take the blame for what I have not done. I'm over you. I'm done with you. Let's break up. He said blah blah blah. So we went our separate ways. Maybe a week or two he came and apologized to me and said blah blah blah. I should forgive him, and I said I'll think about it. Not quite long, he came again and I said, okay, I forgive you. Let's continue. 2 weeks after, I got the shock of my life. One of his friends just called me and told me that, tell me, how are you? I said, I'm fine. Are you fine? The guys kept on asking me, are you fine? I said, I'm okay. What's going on? He said, are you sure you're fine? I said, I'm fine. Nothing, I'm okay. He said, how is you? He called my then boyfriend's name. I said, he's fine. Are you good? I said, we are good. He said, are you sure? My guy, tell me, is there any problem? And that guy really likes me. Not he had somebody, but just like I like this lady. He told me that there's something going on and I'm sure you don't know about it. So person is pregnant for your boyfriend and they are planning to get married. Because the lady has refused to take, she was like, no abortion. So the lady had it all planned out. Eventually I was able to understand that, okay, that was tough. That was tough. I struggled with it for a while. Like I was telling myself, no, this is not happening to me. This is not heartbreak. This is not happening to me. But it happened to me. It happened to me. It happened to me. My boyfriend then impregnated the lady he brought to me as his sister's friend, like his sister. Yeah. And I was left hanging. That was my major heartbreak in life. But we're here now. Happy, better, great, doing what I was called to do, doing exploits, blessing my generation, impacting lives, no insecurity from anybody, and I'm happy. I'm in a very happy place right now. And so if you're going through one heartbreak or the other, trust me, it's a phase and it will pass. It will pass. Depends on how long it takes for it to pass. But while the heartbreak was, someone was there waiting for me, super excited to have me in their corner. He was glad until today. That's the best gift I've ever had. God gave me mine. Gave me best in-laws, gave me great husband, gave me wonderful children. And I'm so super proud of. So I hope you enjoyed this video or you learned a thing or two from it. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and tell people about my channel. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do so. I'd like to see you in my next video. Thank you and love always.